I thought our pitching did a really nice job today, especially the bullpen. They came in and, I think 3 out of 4 of them threw the ball really well. And it's good to see, Elijah Tress come in and give us a really good inning and end up getting 2. Second inning struggled a little bit, and he kind of got it together. Starks had a really good inning, and then Heston Toll had a really good inning. His first inning of the year. We've been wanting to get him out there, been discussing it with them, and he's really been coming on in his bullpens, and we have him throw the live hitters, and they've been getting him out. Got a really good slider, throwing the ball about 92 miles an hour, and really glad to see him come in there throwing strikes like he does, because that's what we thought he would do. So I'm sure he's going to be getting a lot more work as the season goes on. But Bolden got us off to a pretty good start. A little shaky the first couple hitters, and after that, he got in the groove, threw a lot of strikes, and it was good to see him pitch well like that.
Hutch.
Dave, what did you see on Brady's first inning home run? And he also added a couple RBIs there in the eighth. So what did you think of his day at the plate?
Well, he had a big day for us, obviously. Drove in 5 runs, and that's what we need those guys to do when there's runners on base. Find a way to get at least one in. And in the first inning, I think he chased a breaking ball, and he got in the hole a little bit. Tried to sneak a fastball by him there. It was an elevated fastball. I don't know. I was thinking he might have had a couple of strikes on him, and the ball was hit extremely hard. Obviously, the wind helped it get out of the park, but it was really, he squared it up really good. So that was a big swing for us. Got us three quick runs. Knowing that we don't have 4 or 5 of our guys that we're going to throw today. There was no way we were throwing any of them. So for us to get the lead, and then we hit another home run that inning. I think that helped our team relax a little bit.
And as well as Charlie Welch is hitting the ball, has he earned himself some more playing time, or do you kind of like him in his current role?
Well, yeah, I mean, Charlie's hit the ball good today. Obviously, he hit a ball that he just missed, and the wind pushed it out of the park pretty good. He seems to get a hit or two every time we play him. I don't really know where to play him except DH. So, I'm not going to change things up yet. I'm not saying that he might not get a start against a left-handed pitcher. That's really going to be up to probably Goodhart to kind of get it going offensively a little bit. If he does, he stays in and hits both left and right. But, if Matt's struggling a little bit, I can always put Charlie in there.
And about Goodhart, what do you got to do to get him going at the plate?
I think he's got to get himself going. He needs to go up to the plate, and we've discussed this with confidence, and just, to me, it looks like there's a lot of things going on up there. Instead of just going up there and seeing it and hitting it, you just do your work and practice in the game. You just go play, and that's how you have success. You can't, really be working on things in the middle of the game. It doesn't work out.
Tom.
You went against your MO a little bit. You scored early in both games and led the whole way in both games. What was it like maybe to, play one that way as opposed to a lot of these comebacks you've had?
So it was a lot better feeling, gives you a little better idea of really what you need to do with your bullpen and how you're going to handle that. When you're losing, you're maybe wanting to bring a guy in or two that you feel like it'll hold people down, but you don't want to burn them. Because if you don't catch them, then they're not available the next day. And to get the lead, it just really helps you manage the game as far as really just how you're going to handle that bullpen. And that's really, and it's always a good feeling to have the lead, obviously, better than scratching and clawing, trying to come back like we've done so many times this year. But, we've learned how to do it, and we're pretty good at it. But obviously, I'd rather have the lead.
Yeah, it's not fair to say that Slavens was in any kind of a slump, but he had not been driving in runs with the same kind of rate and the efficiency that he had earlier in the year. What did you see from him? Was anything different in him today than it's been?
Well, I really liked his 2-strike adjustment, especially there in the bottom of the 8th. I mean, he got behind. He might have only had 1 strike when he got that base hit on the curveball, but he shortened up a little bit against that left-hander and just made contact and drove us, that single that drove in 2 runs. He leads us in RBIs, and he was on a pretty good roll there for a while, and then that disappeared. And that's so that's kind of how the game works. But obviously, he's a middle of the order hitter, and for him to drive in runs is definitely going to help us win games.
Dudley.
Just so you talked about resting those pitchers and not using them this weekend. Just talk about how you feel going into the weekend with your starters and that.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to a really, to Oxford, Mississippi, and they have a really good team. Like I said earlier this week, we've had an opportunity to watch them play 3 times to open the season down there in Arlington, and they really don't have any weaknesses. They field well, they can run, they can hit for power, and they've got good starting pitching and really good bullpen, and they're deep. So you have to play extremely well to beat them, and then you play them down there. They've been so good at home, and we kind of know what we're getting into. We feel good about our team. I mean, we know what's ahead of us. We know what type of challenge we have, but our bullpen's been good. Our starters have given us a chance to get to the middle of the game for the most part, where we can manage it and figure out which pitchers we need to bring in. And I don't know. I think it's just it's going to be another great SEC series. It's just we got to go on the road and try to win some games.
Randy.
Dave, talk about your pitching overall. You allowed 5 runs in the 2 games. Talk about your overall pitching in this series.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. It started with Ramage yesterday, threw 80 pitches and, got within 1 out of throwing 5 innings. And, they got him there at the end, but his pitch count was getting up there. We were just trying to get him through that inning. Might have sent him back out if it would have went super fast, but that last out took him too long to get it. He never got it, actually. And, I don't know. He got us off to a really good start yesterday. And then the bullpen we threw yesterday, or the guys out of the pen yesterday, were more of I'd say the experienced type guys. And, we didn't throw Cops or Wiggins in the middle of the week. I didn't even write their names up. And then obviously today I didn't write their names up, and and the guys that threw yesterday, we weren't going to double up with anybody. So the pitching was just good. Starting pitching was good. Both of them gave us 4+. And then the bullpen guys, for the most part, came in and did a nice job.
Nate.
Just as far as this weekend, could you foresee using Cops 3 games again like you did last week?
I mean, you never know. I guess if we thought that's what we needed to do, or the situation was right, but I don't see that. You think once for sure, and could be twice, but 3 times, I think that'll be every now and then, if ever again. You never know. But right now, I think what we're going to do is go Wicklander, Paulette, and Lockhart in that order. So that's what you can, plan on.
How soon would Vermillion, was he going to be long relief, or just kind of what you got for him?
We're just going to try to win the game. And if it was somebody that needed to come out in the 2nd or 3rd inning, I would say we would probably go to him. If our starters give us, 4, 5, or 6, we'll just see what the situation is and go with what we think is best at that time.
Thank you.
Seth.
Yeah, you might have to excuse me. The leaf blower is going. But Starks, did he earn some more playing time, especially maybe on the weekend?
Who's that?
Starks.
Yes. So he threw the ball extremely well. We were thinking about sending him back out in the 9th, but we really wanted to get Heston Toll out there. Yeah, I mean, I feel this way. The more these guys pitch and the more they kind of show us what they can do, we begin to trust them more. The players, that are playing defense behind them, trust them more, and it makes it easier to go get a young guy like that has good stuff. He's getting close. Are we going to throw him in the fire with 2 on and 2 outs with a tie game on the road in the 7th or 8th inning? I don't know if we'll do that unless we're running low on pitching, but sometimes that's what you got to do. But I do have a lot more confidence, in Gabe after what I've seen his last couple outings.
Coming back around to Hutch. Anything else?
Yeah, Dave, Bolden there in the 4th, I think he gave up a hit and a 4-pitch walk, and Coach Hobbs went out and talked to him and got 2 strikeouts. What did you see from him in that little sequence?
I just thought he got a little bit out of rhythm. I mean, I think a little frustration was setting in. Maybe we just needed basically so many words. We just needed a little timeout right there. He just needed to relax, start over, catch his breath, and attack, and instead of nibble and just go get him, make him earn it. We got the lead. Let's just go at him. And I think that's what he did. It's not like you're going up there, going out to the mound, getting after him. That's not going to help too much. Ever for the most part. Just tell them what they're doing wrong, and whatever it may be. In that case, honestly, he just wasn't attacking. Just throw the ball over the plate, let him hit it. And sometimes it's good to pitch to contact. We like that. Throw it over the plate and we'll field it.
And then Ole Miss's best hitter, Tim Elko, got hurt earlier this week. I mean, how big of an impact does that make on them?
Yeah, that's not a question for me to answer. I think you'd have to talk to them about it. I mean, he was having an incredible year. In the month of March, I think thought I just read something of him being the March hitter of the month, or hitter of the month in March, whatever they call it. And I don't know, but his numbers were good. He had driven in a lot of runs in the 30s, 40 RBIs. I don't know what he had, but he's been around, and he's a big, strong kid, experienced hitter, and he was having his best year by far. Honestly, I feel terrible for the kid. It's tough, when you're that talented and things are going great, and it was just a freak accident. He kind of looked back on a throw or a ball that got away, and something didn't go right. But I don't know the extent of it. I don't know if he has to have surgery. I don't know if they're going to put a brace on that thing and try to play him. I don't know.
Dudley, anything else?
No, I'm good.
Tom?
Yeah, Dave, you said that Ole Miss is good and you saw them down in Arlington. What specifically is it that makes them so salty?
Well, they have really good starting pitching. Number one, I mean, those pitchers are going to give you 5+ probably every time out, just about. And they've got some guys at the back of the bullpen that can get you out. They've got a variety of arms out there, but they have a good lineup. And losing Elko, and I don't know if he's playing this weekend or not, but with him in the lineup, their lineup was it was deep. It's like there's really not a break. They have a lot of left-handed hitters. He was one of their only righties actually hitting. Maybe they have 2 or 3, but they're left-handed type lineup. They play good defense. They can run. They can steal bases. I mentioned it early. They're just good baseball team. They have a lot of experience. Look what they did last year. They lost first game of the year in 20, and that was against Louisville. It was like preseason number 1, and then they won 16 straight, and they picked it up right where they left off.
That's all I got. Thanks.
Okay.
Nate, anything else?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Seth? Randy, last one here. Anything?
Yeah, Dave, a quick update on Connor Nolan. How's he doing?
Yeah, he threw yesterday. We think we might be able to get him back out in the game maybe in a couple of weeks. So, just as long as there's no setbacks when he's throwing. And I talked to him yesterday, and he said he felt great. And Coach Hobbs said he threw well, and we just got to slowly build him up and get him back.